To our local top story here tonight, that deadly plane crash in Vermont that killed 4 people from Connecticut.
We've learned the victims include a teacher and a student from Middletown. News 8's Tina Detel joins us now from Wyndham Airport, where that flight originated. Tina.
Well, Ann and Darren, that plane took off from this airport at 8:30 on Sunday morning, and when it failed to return, relatives got worried.
I knew all of them, actually. And
this pilot who flies out of Wyndham Airport did not want to appear on camera, but did want to share some insight into the people who were on board the single-engine, 4-seat Piper PA-28R aircraft, similar to this one, which took off from the airport Sunday morning. He says Paul Pelletier of Colombia and Frank Rodriguez of Lebanon were experienced pilots, and on Saturday, they talked about their plans to fly to Basin Harbor Airport, which has a grass runway in Ferrisburg, Vermont, to have brunch.
We talked a little about, landing on grass is fun. It's a different sensation.
He says also on board were Delilah Van Ness, who was one of Pelletier's drone pilot students at Middletown High School, and her mother, Susan Van Ness. Pelletier was giving Delilah free flying lessons.
She had a real aptitude for flying, and she's a very bright kid, and very nice. And so they would fly on Sundays oftentimes and have breakfast, go to Martha's Vineyard. This time it was Burlington's.
The foursome, though, never returned home, and he says Rodriguez's wife called him. He contacted state police to get the overdue aircraft number for the FAA to report the missing plane. The NTSB, the National Transportation Safety Board, says the wreckage was found at about 12:45 Monday morning, about a half-mile south of the Vermont airport. All 4 were deceased.
It's very painful.
The NTSB tells News 8 once on site, the investigator will begin the process of documenting the scene and examining the aircraft. The aircraft will then be recovered to a secure facility for further evaluation. Investigators will also look at factors including flight track data, recordings of any air traffic control communications, aircraft maintenance records, the weather, as well as the pilot's license and flight experience.
They were all 4 friends of mine, but Paul and Frank were close friends.
Now, along with the NTSB, the FAA is also investigating this crash. Autopsies will be conducted at the Chief Medical Examiner's office in Burlington, Vermont, to determine the manners and cause of death for all 4 victims on board. We're live in Wyndham. Tina Detel, News 8.